This got the pre-show going, and this was a makeshift tag team is what it was. It was Razor teaming up with Scott Dawson. I don't think it was for the tag team titles, but it was just something that was slapped together real quick, and you could tell. I mean, there was really nothing. These two had, like, no chemistry at all. I think what it comes down to when any team, like, you got to have at least, several matches in if you plan on going up against, especially the tag team champions, but it was an easy win right here for Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. And just like that, the tides change. See, this is when you're fighting. When you decide to get into that ring and fight for your woman's honor, you lose distraction of it all. She was there at ringside. She popped up. Actually, Nakamura was about to cheat. He was ripping off the corner. He was stripping the corner of the turnbuckle. And in distraction, Lana came up and started yelling, "You're cheating! You're cheating!" I kind of missed that Russian accent, man. You need to bring that back. So, long story short, as she was there yelling and screaming, Rusev came after Nakamura because he had gotten real close to her. I mean, they were kind of like right there neck and neck. And in the midst of it all, when Rusev came at Shinsuke, Nakamura moved out at the perfect moment and knocked her out of the ring. Lana! Lana! And guess what? Turn around, Rusev, kapow! New U.S. champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. In the last match before going into the main show, right here, Buddy Murphy, Kalisto, Akira Tozawa, and Hideo Itami for the coveted Cruiserweight title. Is it coveted? Of course not. It keeps being put on the pre-show. Are we supposed to respect this title? But the Juggernaut over there in the 205 Live did retain. Actually, the last participant in there with him was Hideo Itami. The guy was looking kind of rough, man. I mean, I've seen him in better shape than, well, I guess he's just trying to get back into the groove of things. But he was the last one in there with them. But he still could not stop the masterpiece that it is right here, Buddy Murphy. The man could not hold her end of the bargain. She came up short. It was an interesting submission, I will say that. Asuka, she first tried the Asuka lock, no success. Then she put her in like this bridge style. Like, it was a crazy submission hold, how she had her. But she had her regardless. And the man, Becky Lynch, she tapped. And that's a terrible way to lose, man. Like, there was all this anticipation that this match was going to be good, and to lose, I mean, by submission, come on. Where were you, Becky Lynch? Now, I haven't seen, at least by the time, when we did the filming on this right here, haven't seen this, but I still see Becky Lynch going into that 30 Women's Royal Rumble. But yes, Asuka retained the women's title. Where were you two? You were supposed to be our saviors. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. The saviors, actually, I don't think Bludgeon Brothers can be saviors. Now, right here, Miz, what's going on? Why were you wearing Shane O'Mac's shirt? Wasn't Shane O'Mac supposed to be wearing Miz's attire? That's kind of what they were showing us. Man, this whole thing was a letdown. We didn't get no coast to coast from one end of the ring to the other. We didn't get Shano jumping off the top of the turnbuckle through our announcer table. Instead, we got this. We got the new tag team champions skull-crushing finale on Sheamus. Let's do it real quick. We're going to reenact it. Oh, he got him out. Let's clear him out of the ring. And right here, nasty. You guys are going to enjoy this. We might not have seen an over-the-top flying elbow from the turnbuckle onto the announcer table, but we did get this. You guys got to check this out. Right here, we had Cesaro, and we had Shane O'Mac on the corner of the turnbuckle. CM Punk. What am I talking about? Kurt Angle, right here. This was Kurt Angle back in the Attitude from the good old days all over again. Shooting star press to win the tag team champions right here. The Miz and Shane O'Mac. Come on, Bludgeons. They're going to show up. They're going to show up here sooner than later. They're going to come in with those masks. Bam! If you would have said submission game, I thought this would have been one-sided. I thought Ronda would have been the one putting in all those holds. But no, it was the complete opposite. Sasha Banks, right off in the beginning of the match, she went for a strong right outside the ring. She ended up hitting the post. Actually I think the post ended up malfunctioning after that. But anyways, she had gotten injured from that, and she just took full advantage of it. Throughout the entire match, she started using that weak arm on her and just started cranking it, bending it. But ultimately, it was the Piper's Pit. She countered on her. She rolled her up. She got her, and she got with a pretty nice pin. I think it was like a bridge style of pin. But again, here it is. Here's that whole second place that we talked about in the predictions. Ronda is continuing this streak, and she's just she's unstoppable. Last three participants in the Women's Rumble, and a huge shout out to Natty. Entered as number 1. her and Lacey Evans, but she, man, was it well over 40 plus minutes? So she definitely outlasted a lot of the superstars in that ring. But right here, oh, if you're wondering why Becky Lynch is in this, I think a lot of us had thought that this was going to end up happening. Even though she was in the title match against Asuka, we knew we were going to see her eventually, and it was all thanks to Lana. If you remember, earlier on in the pre-show, she had gotten injured. She got thrown off the apron. She was all wrapped up on the right leg, so she couldn't compete. And this kind of was the whole purpose of her entering into this. And the one thing that I do want to say, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this about Charlotte, but you can see a lot of her facial expressions, whether or not she's going to win or lose. That anger and fury that she had. Oh, by the way, teamwork right here. These two, before I get into that, you guys got to talk about the teamwork effort. So she tried picking her up, and she did. First time she struggled, so she just slammed her back down. So she picked her back up. Nia Jax, she was above her shoulders, and then she threw her out into the apron, and guess who was there right there in the apron? Right here. Here's Becky Lynch. Here's the man. She pulls her out, hits, she gets eliminated because she was outside the ring during that time. Not eliminated, but outside the ring. She went through the middle ropes. So right here, she ended up coming back right here up to the stairs, and here she was, man. She was still right there by ringside, and she ended up pushing her, and she ended up, like, getting her pretty hurt. It was actually kind of a nasty fall. She took a bad bump. I think it was her right leg. She ended up getting hurt, and we thought they were going to call the match. We thought that Charlotte was going to be crowned, the winner from this, but she says, no, I want to go. Let's do this. So the man gets back into the ring, dude, and she says, and they continue the match. They were about to ring the bell, and you could see, man, she was so upset. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, man. She shows a lot of her facial expressions. If she's going to lose this match, she's not very good at that, man. Actually, that's the only woman I'd want to play poker with. So here, that's how it all played out. She had thrown her onto the apron, and she got her with a really solid kick, man. Took her out, and that's it, man. That was Charlotte's. Man, she did great, though. I got to say, Charlotte, and this is the one superstar that stood out to me in the predictions that I knew she was going to be in there and just outlast a lot of the competitors. But at the end of the day, man, the man is still out there. She might have not won the women's title for SmackDown, but she went out and won that 30 Women's Royal Rumble. Wyatt family reunion confirmed. Now, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that the Bludgeon Brothers, well, not both, but at least one of them did show up right here in the WWE title match. Daniel Bryan, he hit an enziguri on the referee, knocked him out, right? He went for the Styles clash. Styles got him, but during that time, right here, Eric Rowan, he wasn't in the Bludgeon Brothers attire. He was just a regular old Jimmy John street gear. He came in, and he gave him like a face chokeslam. He picked him up and slammed him straight down. Daniel Bryan got the 1, 2, 3. And if you are wondering, you're like, wait, Daniel Bryan was the Wyatt family? He was. Remember? He used to wear this. They actually even made a figure out of it. I think it was Elite Series 32 Daniel Bryan that came with like a Eric Rowan style of like long suited body. So I think this is what might end up happening. You know what? This is interesting. This brings a really brand new level of interest to the whole WWE title match. Just imagine having these two. Now, keep in mind, only one of them did show up, but I'm sure Luke Harper will see him a little bit down the road. But these two right here, aligning themselves with the WWE champion, this whole new look that he's got going on, adding these two to the mix, my gosh. That's epic. In all seriousness, Balor, what are you doing putting those arms up? Like, no, you can't even be self. Put those back down, dude. I will say that this match, incredible performance by Finn Balor, not Demon, right? He just brought little old Jimmy John St. Finn Balor boy. Oh, man, this is so frustrating. And this is the exact reason why I didn't want to get those hopes up. I don't get this. Like, WWE, they were running all these polls. Like, if you follow them on YouTube, they were asking the WWE Universe if you thought that Brock Lesnar was going to retain or if Balor was going to win. It's 75, actually even more. I think the ratio was a lot higher for Balor, for the WWE Universe choosing Balor to come out as the Universal Champion. And this is, oh my gosh, I can't help but to tell you right now that those predictions were 100 billion and trillion, gazillion through the roof, man. They'll listen to you. They'll tell you, sure, we'll listen to you. We'll listen to you what match you want to see. We'll put it on for you. We'll throw Balor into the WWE Universal title picture. But no, when it comes down to it as to who's going to actually hold it, Yep, they're going to keep it on Brock Lesnar over and over. And this is actually, there is so much more than I want to get into this. But before I do, man, I'll quickly cover this match. So I will, Balor, speed, it was all there. From the beginning, all throughout the match, man, this guy was just going ape, bro. Like, he was doing one kick after two, after three. And then he did, like, these suicide dive over the top. He hit him with one. He went back into the ring, hit him with two. And I thought by three, the Beast would have caught him. Nope, he got him with three. He went back into the ring right there. But ultimately, dude, it's that Kimura lock. It's that submission arm lock he tapped. Ding, 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 ding. And still, your Universal Champion. Not by choice, but, Vinny, this has got to stop, man. Come on. This match summed up 2018 in a nutshell. These were the last four in the ring. Elias and Jeff Jarrett. Yes, I did say Jeff Jarrett. Those were the first two that got the match started. Elias did stay in there for quite some time. Jeff Jarrett ended up getting taken out right away. These two were very impressive. Especially these two. They were putting on this epic back and forth reversal counter between Andrade and Dolph Ziggler. Andrade did eventually get taken out, and then it came down to these three. But ultimately, we knew what this picture, where this was all going to go. After all, the guy has already asked for release, so didn't make sense as to why they would have put him into that title picture. But Ziggler ended up taken out, and it came down to these two. And they were actually battling throughout the entire match. They actually had some spots outside the ring over by the announcer table, and that's kind of how Rollins managed to stay in there. I think regardless, he would have still been in the ring, doing his thing, but he managed to stay in the Rumble for a good part of the time. But the way that it all played out, man, it was awesome. So, Braun Strowman, he was about to power slam Seth Rollins, right? Well, he was going to take him outside, and he ended up landing on the apron, and they were just battling back and forth. He got him in the abdominal area, curb stomp right off the apron, elimination. And this is what I'm talking about. 2018 right here, all summed up into this one match as to what Seth Rollins did for the company this past year. This makes sense. Look, it crossed my mind. This is one of my favorites to win the Rumble. Well, him and Drew McIntyre. But this man, now my question is well, actually, I wanted to ask you guys, who do you guys want to see him face? Do you want to see him go up against Brock Lesnar for the Universal title, or maybe Daniel Bryan? I mean, either or. I mean, obviously, if he goes up against the Beast, it's pretty, we already know. I don't want to talk about the Beast anymore. Oh, my gosh. It gets my blood boiling every time. But Seth Rollins right here, he's going on to WrestleMania. Oh, geez, this was an awesome Rumble over. You guys, I'm going to give this a Hero Fakes rating. This has surpassed the mark of 10, but give me your thoughts. Would love to hear as to what your favorite match was. Like, what were you, expecting out of it all? I know, don't tell me about the Finn Balor part. I'm telling you, my comment section will blow up, when it comes to that. But right here, we have the winner of the 30-Man's Royal Rumble. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.